Welcome to today's live stream for July 23rd of 2026. Okay. Let's see what we have today. Okay. This is quick overview of today's price action. Just me. Let's see my own low review here. Okay. Number one, bearish order flow. Body sitting in the daily fair value gap. We've got this alert here. I'm still going to use this wick here. That's not leaving. From a daily perspective, third day where we can't break CE here, or mean threshold. 4 hour, 1 hour. 4 hour is interesting. It's bullish fair value gap here. Break higher. Attack 1, attack 2. This is interesting here. So let's draw this in. 4 hour fair value gap. That's the red box is the daily fair value gap. All right. Seems like smooth highs above us going to the 1 hour here. Sell side liquidity sweep. Are these relatively equal here? No, they're not. Kind of. But technically there was a sweep here with the push higher. Bodies piercing just above mean threshold of that daily fair value gap, drop lower into that 4 hour fair value gap. And then since yesterday, we opened up, pushed higher again to that area, dropped lower. Bodies, aggressive rejection. Now we're sitting at mean threshold. Okay. All right. $15 a minute. We've got yesterday's RTH gap, or actually it wasn't yesterday, it was the day before. You can see how we delivered. Not even to mean threshold. That was my overall target. Never got there. We opened up lower yesterday. We pushed higher. Ultra smooth highs here. Even though that electronically, let's see if we delivered on this. But this is all buy side liquidity. RTH buy side. That is ultra smooth there. And then we got all of this area here below us that still hasn't been delivered from an RTH perspective. So all this RTH gap Tuesday not delivered. So when I change back to electronic, that's the buy side above us. You can see it as the mean threshold of the RTH gap. Sorry, the mean threshold of the daily fair value gap holding price down, but again, smooth highs, and we know what price likes to do when it comes to that. Price came lower here at the mean threshold of the RTH gap. It kind of went into that unfilled delivery, but I think during RTH hours, we might get a drive there lower. But regardless, sell side taking of London, see relative equal lows, huge drive lower. We've got this 15-minute SIBI. Price pushed higher, back into it, little explosion to the upside. And then ultimately we got basically this level above us. So this level I'm liking. From like a draw perspective, we got London highs above us, Asia highs, and then yesterday's highs not touched. Below us, all we have is, we have this sweep here that we had. But from an ETH perspective, this top side looks interesting. Okay. And then 5-minute here, it looks like it's showing us the RTH gap of yesterday. We climbed above it. We failed to break above it. And now we're kind of sitting right below it. So maybe if we get above it, that might signal longs. Right now we're sitting below it. We got these relative equal lows here. And again, you can see how strong this RT or this new day opening gap is on the 50-minute chart. So that's that. Okay. All right. I have a rough idea of what the higher time frames are doing. And now we can look at the 1 minute here and layer some of this on the 1 minute. When's the macro starting? It just started 8 minutes ago, but that's okay. There's no strong pull here from mine that I have to get in immediately, so that's fine. Just quickly glance at ES just to see what it did during the Asia in the afternoon. Relative equal lows, the sweep. Honestly, this here was a dirty short. Monday's first presentation, Wednesday's first presentation, and Tuesday's first presentation. Very interesting levels. You can see it's actually respecting all three to some degree. So those are our key PD arrays. These lines, I'm not sure what they are, so I'm going to delete them. These as well. And then this is the RTH gap, which I'm going to delete. I'm going to be looking at that on the 50-minute chart, which is on the side. Okay. Let's do this. The range that we were looking at from 7, so it's from here, but it's from the high to the low. It's going to be something like that. So that's what we delivered during the Asia and the London session. The highs and lows, and right now we're at mean threshold. Hello, James Bond. The mean threshold. Speaking about relative equal lows, that's minor buy side there. Minor buy side liquidity. And by buy side, I mean sell side. Silly me. Buy side above us would be, it would be London. It would be this right here. rough. Like we got all these smooth highs here above us. To be honest, this right here is super suspicious. I'm just trying to figure out what we have here. We got the new day opening gap, holding price. It's right here. Usually I don't have them on this chart, but you can see a couple of new day opening gaps from this week above us. So created relative equal lows. We pushed lower very slowly. Explosion above at 9:30, and now we're sitting at the lower half. We're also sitting at the midnight open as well. And we're above Monday's first presentation fair value gap. So that's the lay of the land here. This is interesting how we used the upper half of Mondays. And again, it's the strongest fair value gap out of all of them, like today's and Mondays. But you can see how nicely we respected finally when we broke. To be honest, short right there. Right there. And this is your notes here. That would be an entry if anyone was up at 3 o'clock, seeing a rejection like that and a breakthrough of a key fair value gap. With a fair value gap forming, that would be a short there. Okay. To what level? You'd have to probably at least target these lows here and then try to see if you can pull it down to this low. But that was nice out of everything I've seen so far here in PA. And you can see like how nicely this specific fair value gap has held price since Monday. I read up on ICT in my flight yesterday. I can see how it helps traders understand clean price action. Yeah, it's a very interesting methodology. James, what do you trade? I know you've been trading for a long time. Upper half, lower bottoms. Right now price is sandwiched between this new day opening or this first presentation from Monday, which is the first presentation of the week after 9:30. And it's above this, and it's below the new day opening gap of today. So we have to just see. I can't really, like, we're right now sandwiched between these two key PD arrays. This rejected, and this rejected in the past. So I wouldn't be shorting or going long from here. You just have to wait for price to develop a bit more. Today's Thursday, so today's probably like the last nice day of PA. Hopefully we get nice PA during this session. We'll see. 7 o'clock's just around the corner. Midnight opening price. Let's do this. Since we're around midnight, what is the first presentation of midnight? It's going to be this right here. So this line is going to be the first presentation after midnight. And just look at price and how it's rejecting it. Do you guys see this? Like rejection. Here it broke out. And now we kind of came above it. And you can see how these bodies are really struggling. getting above midnight's first presentation. So key fair value gaps, guys, very specific. But that's currently where we're at. All right, Dom. Hey, Martin. Look at the low at 345. This low right here. Let's see this. So you're saying standard deviation from, so let's look at the range here. Yeah, to be honest, today's a day where he uses range. First 30 minutes. It's going to be this right here. One. This is how I'm going to draw my standard deviation. Two. Yeah, you're right. It's I think that's standard deviation 2. Yeah, 1.5. Yeah. This is midnight opening. This is the opening range, first presentation. Look at that. No bodies went above mean threshold. It's collapsing below, but you can see how strong this mean threshold was of first presentation here. Relative equal lows below us. I don't know. I think these lows, I think this is the answer. There was no real sell. Like we swept all of this here, like this high, this high, this high. Right. Came up, drove below. The reason why I didn't like this trade is just because of Monday's first presentations right here. Mean threshold is ultra strong here. Okay, let's see if we can get a pull back into here, and that's going to be the short. Like into this fair value gap right here. Without taking out these lows. So this is going to be my position. Let's do, what's good, what this is going to be, 6 contracts. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Jimmy Neutron. No, I haven't. It's first time, man. I'm hoping that's a good thing. Maybe it's these new glasses, but people are like, they're like Tony Stark glasses. So that's going to be the position right there. 5. That's going to be it right there. Come on, Price. Push up. 6 to 1. Yeah. Exactly. Very well, we can do even. We can do that. I'm going to do a sell limit here. Right? Sell limit. Is that the right? Yeah, it's going to be a sell limit. So sell limit's going to be right there for me. Buy stop's going to be here. Just above like that bullish order block there. And then it's going to be a little attack to the downside. That looks decent. That looks decent. He dropped an execution yesterday night. I didn't watch that. Then, like the time before that, I watched it. Like nothing crazy or anything. Nothing worth talking about. It's like the same stuff that we all know. So there is this little tiny ass fair value gap. I don't know, boys. I think I think that was a retracement there. Could I have had my entry there? Honestly, I could have. Ugh. We're in macro too right now. Oh, it's a clean entry too. Oof. I think it's no bueno, guys, here. Okay, I'm gonna remove my limit. Unfortunately, I was off by a couple of points here on the entry. It might still pull back. It might still pull back and get me in. But I'm gonna remove my limits. It's like he saw it right now at like 1150. The guys, see this? This is nice. Shorts here, to be honest, if you guys got the short off this first fair value gap right here, that was the entry at mean threshold. For some reason, I put mine in this fair value gap, but I was wrong there. That would have been a quick 1.5 to 1. Okay, well, let's hope price pulls back, slows down here, and then just drills these lows. Yeah, I still had a dirty short yesterday. So you guys, sometimes PA looks very clean and like you know what it's going to do. Like after something like this, you wait for a tiny pullback and then it's just going to drive these lows here. It's the only real relative equal lows that it's created during like the Asia session. But I'm hoping we get a pullback here. Yes, these lows haven't been taken. Good. Come on, pull back for us. Technically, we broke out of first presentation here. It might be actually using, I don't know if it's going to pull back deep, to be honest, because we're in the macro and during the macro, it usually hunts liquidity, but it's probably going to use maybe that. But would I enter a position like this? I wouldn't. Why? It's because there's a chance that it might go up higher, right? Like, I don't know how safe I would feel around something like that. Even though it technically makes sense, right? There's risk involved in this short. That I liked, because for price to get all the way back up here, ultra low chance versus here. So if anyone caught the short from this fair value gap, not this one, let me know in the chat. But honestly, on to the next. That's okay. This low has been swept right now from a wick perspective. This low hasn't. See, like right now, if I let's say theoretically I was in the short, I would have been already at break even here. There's no way I would be holding this position after it swept that from a wick perspective. So this is not a real close in my opinion. Body still stayed above this area. This is still relatively equal for me. So right now we're getting a little pullback. And with this pullback, we'll see how deep it goes. And if it gives us something up here, we'll take the short into these levels. Bodies stayed below mean threshold of this fair value gap, dropping lower. Oh, never get fooled by these wicks closing below key levels. Okay, it's not a proper close. It's a close. It's a disruption, but it's not like a serious. Like you want to see a body close below here. Fortunate. Martin, are you like, is this your draw here? This London low? So macro just ended. This is still liquidity that wasn't taken, in my opinion. Yeah, I'm thinking the same. I'm thinking higher prices too. Maybe after we get the sweep here. Because I'm thinking right now, I'm like, would I have taken a short all the way up here? I wouldn't, because I didn't know what we would do between these two levels here. And we broke below one with speed, small, tiny pullback. Then we dropped lower. So we'll see here. Price, honestly, it might pull back and then let us in, but it might just drop further here. And to be honest, that's the trade. And I think it's done. It's over. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. That's the only sell side here. There's like minor sell side right here, like this right here, technically relatively equal as well. If price can get down here and I start seeing like an MMS, that might be the opportunity to grab these two highs here, right? You can see here, no body still closed below this low, or these two lows here. It's pulling back. So if it does pull back, we're going to use discretion to see if that was the low or if it's just fading everybody with a deep retracement to attack all the sell side here. Big 15-minute inversion. Oh, close to 3 minutes. Technically, yes. Technically, yes, Cambam. We're also in like this like other 15-minute fair value gaps. Like there's like two fair value gaps there. Like there's one, if you go on your 15-minute chart and you look at 3 o'clock, there's also like a SIBI there. And we just, right now, we might close underneath like the last SIBI that formed at 6:30. So RTH gap open premium. Yep. It's not going to be a crazy gap open because we closed right there. Oh, wait, where we close? We closed. Yeah, it's not as big as it usually is. 200 points. Okay, so price, you can see here, nobody's closed below here. And this is where sometimes I question myself. I'm like, in theory, this was a sweep, but ICT said he wants to see a body for a strong sweep. The body doesn't lay below it. He still might see this as relative equal lows. It's not as strong as like having these lows above these lows, but that's something that I picked up on his lectures a couple of months ago, and it just stuck with me. So every time I see something like this, I always look at the bodies. Remember, bodies tell the stories, wicks do the damage. Now, this fair value gap here, you can see price going into it. Bodies are still staying within it. Is this a trade that y'all should take? Honestly, in my opinion, no. Why? Because we're so deep in the discount of this range that it's not like, if it were to be worth it, it would have to be like, it would have to pull back here, show some kind of resistance that it can't break this fair value gap, which is on the mean threshold of this Monday first presentation. And then that would be a decent short, because if you get invalidated here, at least you have that 2-to-1 going for you. Here, it's like a little like 1 minute wick and you're done. You're out. So it's just like the game of patience. If it's going to turn down and take all this out, like this right here is going to be my entry level draw. If my draw is going to switch to the upper side, this right here has to break. And then I would be aiming for higher prices. But maybe pre-9:30 session, we take out these lows and then use that RTH gap at 9:30 to drive price higher. So that's my thoughts. Nothing ultra crystal clear, but I'm seeing value and sense in this. 15-minute looks bearish. 5-minute looks, again, a nice rejection here. You can see this push higher. It's going to be 6 contracts for me if I'm shorting it. But again, I have to, because of the sweep here, I have to see something to convince me that we're not going to be breaking bodies above like this green bar here. From, let's see here, from 326 to 410, Martin. Let's see, 320, 326 to 410. Is that balanced? Well, yeah, sell side and buy side, and it's a very V-shaped aggressive curve, but like these, like this right here, this grouping of lows, it's just suspicious. That's really it. Like that's like a little block of price that, in my opinion, should get swiped, or it's a draw at least. Yeah, there's a breaker would be that would be the breaker, right? That would be the breaker right there. It touched it, but again, like you guys can see, it's not like I'm not crazy about the short anymore. To be honest, if I was in a short, it would have never. Maybe I would have done a partial here, but it would have never hit my target of that low. We gotta wait now. We got this right here. It's a 15-minute fair value gap. That's technically an inversion because we closed below it. Yeah. Yeah, pick your poison. Come on, price. Drive a bit higher here. A bit riskier position would be something like this. Just a 1-to-1. Like, I would not take this 1-to-1. Why? Because it's a 1-to-1, and my price would be just above this area here. I really want to see price just drive just a bit higher into mean threshold. That's gonna be my position, guys. I got to be safe on my capital. And if it doesn't do that, oh well. On to the next, as they say. Even if you were to, if it were to invert that, would you have your high? Oh, just such bad RR. Like 2-to-1 should be the minimum. The minimum. My strike rate does not allow 1-to-1s, unfortunately. Even though that sometimes I'm right on what it should do, I'm not going to execute on it. Long-term model is just not going to work out. I'm going to be sitting at break even forever. So I'm liking this rejection, the lower half of this first presentation fair value gap. You can see that was like the inversion that pushed price higher. We might get a closure below here. And then maybe that might be the drive lower. But again, like that sweep right there, definitely not going short at this level, because there's an equal chance of, in my opinion, doing something like that. And then imagine it does something like that, and it takes me out for -1. And instead of waiting, I could have had a 2-to-1 instead of I have a -1. So there's like a 3R difference. That's painful. That puts you on tilt, and something like that would blow accounts. We're outside of macro 2 right now. We're 10 minutes outside of it. Not that it's not going to drop or go up. It's just things drop. Like, do you see here from 650 to like, look what it did, guys. It dropped like a rock to those lows. Price close the body in the lower half of this IBG here. If I was in longs here, I'd be freaking out. This is showing weakness on this fair value gap. And these lows, in my opinion, I think they're going to get swept once again. This fair value gap freaking held like a you know what, look at that. Price just couldn't break past it. And there you go. Price is delivering, guys. Even though it's swept here, no bodies. And it looks like now is going to be the delivery. Okay, well, that's okay, right? Because once, what happens? Once sell side gets swept, what's up next? Buy side. Buy side. Do we have a market maker sell model here? Technically, we did. Look, this is original consolidation. We swept the highs. First distribution, second distribution. I don't know what that is. Third distribution. Smart money reversal. Bullish order block. Bam. OC highs hit. So if you guys want to see if you guys were up during this time, this is smart money reversal. A really large one though, but you can see the high here being swept. This is a buy model. And to be honest, if you read price like this and it did it, I think that's still a win, even though there's no physical dollar P&Ls attached to your accounts. I think that's a sick read on liquidity here. Even when you call something like that out, where this here hasn't been properly swept, and right now we get that sweep. Congratulations, guys. One more technical thing under your belt that has just been confirmed real time. If you guys are learning something, feel free to drop a like. But so far, again, good PA, guys. Like, this is good PA. Even though it never came to our entry, good PA. Summer PA is tough. And now it's targeting these two lows here. There you go. That would have been a sick 2.5. How much did we need more? We needed, it was so close. 5 freaking points to get to this. Yeah, it is what it is. I'm not going to dwell over it. Okay, removing this, guys. That was the position. Now, what do we have? Sell side sweep, body closed. What am I looking at? This is going to be an IPG. This is a very shallow pullback. It didn't even hit me. Oh, actually, you know what? It hit mean it hit 50%. And I was getting a bit greedy at 6.5. Okay. All right. Price here is pushing lower. So I'm watching this fair value gap here. If we get a push above here, maybe attacking these highs, but we'll see. Can this be seen as original consolidation? I don't know. It's very like anemic here, right? First stage, second stage. Can we get the smart money reversal and attack these highs here? Maybe. Do I see it going lower here? I don't know. I can't figure anything out of why price would want to go lower. We're sitting right now in a 4-hour fair value gap. The 4-hour fair value gap looks something like that. Oh, it's freaking huge on this chart. Okay, so ignore that. I don't know. I can't figure out why price would want to go lower. Oh, Dell's here, man. Dell, I haven't seen you in ages. News at 8:30. I thought we had no news this week. Forex Factory. Yeah, it's orange folder. Okay. Yeah, so technically there's, but again, it's gonna be minimal. If anything, it's gonna help you push to a target if you're trading around that time. I think we're going higher. I think so too, guys. Like it's proper close now. No fair value gap here. Tiny one, but I don't care about that. Like this fair value gap here, I don't care about. This is, in my opinion, to disregard. I like larger ones like this, like displacement, hitting a low. Like this here is a fair value gap I'd use. And then like if I was to go long, it's the only thing. Like if we're attacking these levels, like once it hits that, I'm break even. And then it's like these highs right here. Maybe. Like that, like let's say assume if we were to break up higher and we were closer to that macro, that might be it. But like in terms of higher time frames, I just don't have much. Right now we're entering a 15-minute fair value gap. This here is going to be like this right here, this fair value gap. I like. If we do something funky around this one, like we break, like we use support or use it somehow, I might take a long off this. But we'll see. Why this one? One, it's sitting on what? 0.5. What is this? It's the largest wick over the last 3 to 4 days. From a daily candle. Transpose on the 1 minute. Number 2, look how nicely it rejected. Here, right? So it's a high probability fair value gap. And that's like if it gets here, I'm going to assume that like this is like a protected low. But we'll see. We just have to watch. We're more in reactive mode right now than predictive. Like we have our relative equal highs now above us. We took out sell side, a lot of it. So again, what does price do? It moves from inefficiency to liquidity or liquidity to liquidity. So you're saying market runs like a woman. They like to fluff around, tease you, and really test your patience. Exactly. I'm just kidding, guys. I have to stay pretty sidelined. But that's pretty funny. Dun, 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 dun. But it's all good. Yeah. Dell, right now, I'm telling you, I haven't talked to you in a while. It's, to be honest, tough delivery. I'm honestly keeping my accounts low until the end of August. But after August, that's going to be scale season. From August, September, August, July, August, September, October, November, those 3 months, that's the money-making months. This is the survive and make a couple of payouts here and there. But going hard is going to be those last 3 months of the year. But this is a lot better than what we had over the last 2 weeks. Like this is very tradable. Why is everyone doing a little party thing? Oh, Cam is celebrating his comment. Right. Absolutely cool. It sucks. It really sucks. I should have taken this short here. And I'm just like right now, I'm just taking notes to myself. I'm like, what if like that was the initial short for 1.8? What if I had a limit right there and it tagged me out? But then I'm thinking it took out these lows from a wick perspective, so it could have definitely driven higher. So if this wasn't taken, maybe I would have taken that short, but I was really waiting for it to go higher. But you can see here, guys, price is going into this juicy fair value gap here. Let's see what it's going to do. Technically, there's buy side below London. Now let's see how we're going to close below here. Like if it closes below this, am I going to take a short? I'm not. Because that like means like you're just hoping that this one aspect of price delivery is going to support price going all the way to these extremities. Not to, I'm just sizing up. I'm just curious to see, assuming you catch the low here on this fair value gap. You know, like absolutely catching the knife here. That price is just going to turn around right here. Let's look at the 30-second here. Body sitting above. Cool. But let's see what it wants to do here. We need a bit of confirmation. I'm not loving that IFEG right there too. Yeah, it seems a bit anemic, but a closure above and then using mean threshold can support along there. But this right here, this fair value gap, let's see what it's going to do. If it's going to close below, there's a chance that these lows might get tagged. And then if these lows get tagged, guys, guess what we're doing? We're going long off these lows. So patience here. Body's closing above. That'd be a risky position on my end. Quantity 10. I need more confirmation. There you go. That is a solid close, or it looks like it's going to close below in the next 30 seconds. Okay, so that's like a possible long there. Like if we close, if for example, if price delivers low and it creates some kind of inversion, it'll be entry 1, and then eventually it's going to use this, and that might be entry 2 or a scale in. Like that's how that can be used to the upside at this point. I'm just going to have to know how many contracts I need in case price gives me like a nice little confirmation that it's going to drive lower. It's going to be 11. It's a lot. 11. 11, 9. I'm not taking the short, guys. I'm just looking to see how price is going to react to this fair value gap here. We technically close below it, but there's a lot of them. Like there's even like this one that we can use, right? So technically bodies are still closing within it. Or you can use this one here. Dell deleted something. All right. And the reason why this would be like a high risk short is just because we've delivered so much to the downside here, right? And you're assuming it's going to drop like a rock. And maybe it is going to drop like a rock. OT entry long. I'm not seeing any longs right now, Martin. Unless it breaks this high right here, I'm not going long. Yeah, the Tuesday RTH gap. Yeah, but like right now we're in ETH hours. Like it's definitely below us. I 100% agree. There's undelivered RTH gap that has been filled, but it hasn't been filled from an RTH perspective. Electronic trade hours, like it already, it technically went lower there. Again, it's tricky right now. This is like technically scalping at this point. Solid close below this level. We're going back up. I can't. Price. I almost hit the freaking button of sell. I just hesitated. But anyways, it's okay, guys. It's okay. If you guys caught these shorts on the break of this high probability or value gap, honestly decent. No judging. There's no trade. There's no. No. Did not hit the button. It would have been. What is this like news? Financial juice. What do you have? Okay. Frustrating session. But good PA. Like I'm respecting NQ. Like this is proper PA, guys. We're technically calling out. We're just not executing. Goodbye, 3.5 to 1 trade. All right, sell side's taken. And remember, longs in the future, something like that, if it gets there. I'm going to leave this here as a marker. Ugh. It's like you're trying to hold sand and just slipping away. Okay. All right. So that is, I don't want to look at that potential short. That it's, I think I was 5 seconds away from hitting that button, but it's fine. I think I was waiting for like a wick into here with like a rejection, but it never happened. Anyway, sell side's going to be taken here. London. And at this point, the only thing I can look at is longs. And we're not even in the macro right now when we're delivering it like this. Those are going to get tagged any second now. Did anyone take this short? Did anyone have the balls to take a short? Remember, what am I waiting for? A body closure below here. I of VG. It'll be nice to get like one more strong. And then maybe that's like the ultimate fade to the left side. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it's tough. No, it was tough entries today. And you can see how bearish we were and how these pullbacks weren't really pullbacks. They were just like little tiny ass pullbacks in the market, which indicates bearish strength. Again, all hindsight at this point. But again, 5 points off from nice shorts here. And it just delivered like a rocket. But what are we going to do now? We are going to... The only thing we can do is be patient and not be triggered by missing all this. This is one of my trades from... This took me out, drove lower. Oh, I think we took the train during the live. I don't know. I can't remember. That looks very, very triggering. Okay. Looked like the draw. Asia lows from last night. We already took them, man. This right here from Monday. Okay, lows taken. What am I waiting for? An IFEG. Like if this here displaces to the upside, again, it's going to be large. But I'm hoping we get one more drive lower here. Really get, technically have these bodies close below they have, but let's see one more drive lower at IFEG. And then maybe that might be my fade into the market. And I'll just take a 2-to-1 just to the upside. It's the only thing I can do right now. I cannot go short with this market at this point. This is chasing at this. Like, if you missed it here and you've missed it here, you've missed the move. It's over. It's done. Shorts are done. Like there are these relative equal lows that Natick has pointed out, which are all the way down here, which are below the RTH undelivered lows, but like I don't have interest in that. The only thing I have right now is just looking for that pullback here. It's going to be a pullback play. Okay, we're still driving lower. Does the macro even matter anymore with such price delivery? Okay, give me something good price. Little tiny little significant fair value gap into an IFEG, and maybe like going into this high probability fair value gap, maybe something like that. All right, one shot, one kill. We'll see. Because like, for example, if let's say this is the low, which I'm hoping it's not, and it pushes higher and then it uses this, like, can you use this as an entry? It closes above, breaks below, mean threshold gets supported. Yeah, you could, but it's gonna be a fairly large stop loss. So again, waiting here. Let's see what ES is doing. ES definitely well, there's not S&T, but it drove lower. That's right here. Yeah. Whoever said Asia lows from Monday, it was ultra sus. Until the lunch macro. So the lunch macro here has nothing to do with this price action. It's only after 9:30. And like this is like I'm very particular when I trade it, but assuming that like we drive in one direction for 2 hours, I will take the lunch macro there. Around like 10:30 to 11:30, I'll be looking for shorts. That's the only time I think about, oh, I'm going to wait for the lunch macro. But that's okay. It's okay. If you guys feel out of your comfort zone, completely okay. Believe it or not, this is going to become normal price delivery in like 2 months or like in a month. It's going to be very, like, we'll see this a lot more often. And that's why you see like your accounts are hitting those positive P&Ls a lot more easier because you just catch it and you just ride it. At this point, I'm just trying to see 5 minute. I don't have anything to go off of here other than this sell side liquidity sweep. Yes, push into this fair value gap here. NQ hasn't. So NQ is, I don't know if it's weak or not. I'm seeing mixed signals here. But it's still bearish. We're still waiting, guys. Give me one sec, guys. I'll be back in 1 minute. Ooh, price consolidating. Macro 4 minutes, guys. Four minutes till macro. Price, you've delivered to the downside. Now it's time to take some money from these people here. All you do, thank you, you gyrate. If there's going to be no clean entry, we're not entering. This was the move. Unfortunately, this short here, it was a couple of points before the limit. It never tagged us in. It dropped lower here. You literally had a minute to decide if you're going short here. And unfortunately, that was out of my thinking time frame. Dropped lower very aggressively. And now we're consolidating. So the move happened. I think I'm going to be doing a half hour risk on the first possible entry, and then I'm going to be scaling it. That's going to be my approach here, just because it's counter trend, and that's going to be my risk mitigation and management approach to taking like a 2-to-1, maybe a 3-to-1. And I'm going to try to aggressively scale into this, but we'll see. Right now, what am I waiting for? I'm waiting for an IFEG. Like, we have consolidation, huge drive consolidation here. These highs here, I wouldn't be targeting. Like, I know that there's gonna be like an RTH gap, and like if you think about the RTH gap, it's something like that. But again, we have an RTH gap from Tuesday that was still undelivered to the downside, so it's just gonna be like a quick little pullback, maybe like 0.5 of this range, which is with this high probability fair value gap here. So like that, if I get something, like this is what I want to see. Like I want to see like right now, like displacement lower, fading it, and then up to 0.5 retracement, and then that's the position. That's it. It's just going to be a pullback play. Yeah. And when is the long happening? It's going to happen when we get an entry. Macro in 2 minutes. But anyways, regardless, I think we killed forecasting price of what it's going to do today. That's skill 1 you guys need. 2 is execution. 3 is risk management. I really hope it gives me... it's tough. This here is rough. Like, is anything here a clean entry? In my opinion, price can easily do this. Anyways, give me 1 minute, guys. I feel like I'm crazy. Give me 1 more minute. Okay. So what I was saying before, you're long. I'm long NQ. Okay. Unfortunately, I can't be long because there's no entry here. Even though you know where ICT used his entry here? He just posted something on X right there. That's where he used this fair value gap here to go short this IFEG here. I overlooked that. I overlooked this and I was aiming for the very high of it or like just above it. Shame on me. We're in the macro right now. We haven't really inverted anything else. Anything on what's my X? Is it not in the description? It's yeah, as soon as I post my live executions. What was that? My X is here, I'll post it here in the chat. That's a crazy wick there. Yeah, that's my X there. Perfect. Maybe I don't have it there, but that's my X. But we're in the macro, crazy drive up here. Again, I'm looking at this IFEG here. Unfortunately, I really wish we had one more leg lower with a decent entry. Consolidation at the low here. Again, this is not a like a long I participate in. Maybe once it gets above here, and it proves to me that it starts breaking, but regardless, it's a downtrend here. There's a 5-minute fair value gap as well. I think there is very little confirmation that we're turning around. Like the only thing I would have is London being taken out here. And to be honest, streaming here and just being a responsible trader, again, I personally using IC concepts, and my entry technique, I would not, I personally wouldn't, even though it might work out. MITP, wow, James, good job. Weird wick, yep, caught that long. All of you guys got the long? Yeah, that'd be crazy. Sometimes I wish. He's like, Dominic, listen, come join our, like, imagine ICT's like, come join our family just for 3 months. I'll give you the best boot camp ever. And honestly, I would say, yeah, let's do it. That'd be nice. But anyways, we don't have that luxury. And to be honest, ICT is gatekeeping a lot of stuff. So we have to just use what he delivered. These, like, look at these wicks here, guys, or these bodies, all closing within mean threshold. So, but anyways, Usmanov, welcome, man. Welcome to Dom Trades. But the entry here, and again, hindsight from my end, there's this very distinct large fair value gap here of displacement to the upside. Once we inverted that, right, mean threshold, respected mean threshold, that could have been decent shorts. But silly me, I don't know what I was thinking about. Like my eyes went to this one, not that one. So it is what it is. But you can see here, guys, like, look at these body closures. That is not supporting longs at all. That is supporting still bearish strength. But it hit everyone, like everyone got everyone got profit off this in the chat. So good job. Trump, is that what it was? Truth Social. Oh, he did. The civil nuclear deal, but it's not like red. It's not like a red. It's just like a blue little thing. But the civil nuclear deal made between the United States and Saudi Arabia, which pertains only to non-military uses such as the ones in Iran and UAE, will be approved, but it's only subject to Saudi Arabia joining the very respected and successful Abrahamic Accords. The United States will not oppose civil enriched nuclear facilities. So, okay, that's a little bearish pump here. And look at this, guys. Just watch this. Like, once we kind of start inverting to the upside, maybe buy side. Again, relative equal highs here, I see, like these two. But absolutely. I might stream tomorrow, to be honest, just because we missed all the nice trades today. If we don't take a trade today, we'll stream tomorrow. That's going to be, yeah, Trump. I think I lost more money on Trump than I made on Trump. So, and he's in office till 2029. Like, it's like another 3 years of this, another 3 years of just random little wicks here and there. You're mostly affected as a 1 minute trader, as like a 5, 15, or even like a 1 hour trader. I think it's very easy to mitigate these losses. But to be honest, longs right here, I'm not interested in after something like that. Shorts, would I be interested in? No, but I see price driving to these lows here after a rejection like that, assuming the bodies don't close in the upper half, right? But because we delivered so much, I wouldn't do this, because there's a chance that this was the bottom and we're going to start pushing higher. Like, assuming that you take a low here, you'd assume that we just, and price never does this. It never just continues. And if it does, it's like once a month where it just continues pushing direction forever. But you can't trade like this. So if you're thinking a 1-to-1 short, don't do it. Socials, yeah. Did you guys hear what Trump said? He's like, for $100K a month, you can have access to getting his tweets on True Social a bit earlier. So like a signal service. And I thought about it. I'm like, what if I were to get like 100 people paying $1K a month to have access to insider trading? I think we'd make way more money than what you pay into the service. Like 100 people sharing the service. So anyways. Just such a wild world that we live in right now, where it's 8 o'clock right now, where what a freaking clean delivery from 7. All, man, it's painful to see. There you go. That's that inversion there. We'll see if it's going to close above. London lows tagged. Like, let's just assume that this high closes above and it validates its IFEG. You can see here, I used mean threshold. It broke above. You basically have your stop loss here. Like, what would you be targeting? Like these highs here? Like I don't love this. I was waiting for like a little aggressive long from like here onwards. Anyways, we'll give it till maybe till 8:30, maybe till that news drop. But this is the art of being patient, and honestly, this is what makes or breaks people: patience and discipline. And if one of those breaks in me, I break on the charts. So, and I think the hardest thing is like being right on bias, and it's just missing your entries ever so slightly. And what we're doing now is just waiting for just another opportunity to get in. But usually when you miss these, that next trade is a loss because you're not patient. So that's the booze. All right. So for those that are kind of new to the stream, this was the bias here in the morning. We had limit orders placed for here. Never got tagged. There was one more entry here. You had a minute here to get into it. And why this fair value gap? Because it's a high probability fair value gap. Hesitation. So those were like the two possible entries that happened this morning, which we all saw and we talked about, and we thought about getting in, and just price exploded to the downside, just leaving without us. So now, after all of this bearish delivery and London sell side being taken, maybe what we might do is, if we have a second delivery here, that would be interesting going longs, right? The classic Mike Tyson 1-2, where price punches twice below. You know what's interesting here, guys? No, we had body closures. So that might be like pushing down IFEG inversion long. Bam. Bob's your uncle. But right now, this here, it's bodies are sitting. It never validated this IFEG here. Bodies never closed above. Even if it did, I'd probably want to see it go above this high probability fair value gap, and maybe that would be a little scalp to first presentation. So that's the Spark Notes, or as Americans use, what was that? Spark Notes. Cliff Notes. I think a lot of people use Cliff Notes in high school. It's funny how at the end you look at education, at least this is how I see it, where you spend 20 years educating yourself. Let's just assume you get a higher paid job, and I'll probably say that's like around 150K USD. Assuming you're not going to like C-suite positions, which I think that's like around like 220 to 230. But like, you know, everyone that I talk to kind of sits in the 100 to 160K range. That's like, I think, average earnings right now from my friends group. And you can't really live off of that, in my opinion, off of one salary. Like, you have to have two people making 150K each, 300, and then somewhat you can still drive that Toyota and live a comfortable life, but you're working till 65 and there's no end. Got to save up. Let's see what crypto's doing here. This is me scaling into XRP. My little charts here. I think, guys, check this out. I think I shared this with some of you. This is the Bitcoin chart. Isn't it weird how it's so... Let me just look at this chart here. Okay, we're still doing nothing. We're still consolidating. We are in this 4-year pattern. 3 years of bullishness, 1 year of bearishness. Exactly 1 year. 3 years of bullishness. Exactly. It's 1,000. Look at this, guys. 1,000. Here's 1,070 days. But like, I really tried to find the very bottom, which, to be honest, it's actually right there. Okay. It's the very top. Crazy. This is the definition of algorithms. I'll tell you a little hint, guys. You guys want to put your eggs in one basket. Look at this. From here to here, 1,064 days. And then we've got what? Sorry, all this is slightly off by 1 week here. And then we got 364 days of downtrend. And then look at this uptrend here. Technically, that there was the high. Let's move it over 1. And guess how many days this is going to be, like the next run? 1,064 days. And then, like, isn't that weird, guys? Each one of these uptrends is exactly 1,064 days. Oh, is it? Okay. Okay. Good to know. So yeah, just yeah, I think you're right. I think my circle's just in the upper end of like high end consulting. But yeah, I think maybe it's a bit lower. Just recently, I felt everyone I talked to is making over like 150K, and I'm like, okay, like this is clearly the new norm. I didn't know that. And then look at this downtrend, guys. From the high to the low. How many days, guys? This was a bit more, 357, but it's still almost 1 year. But isn't that crazy? Isn't this just absolutely mind blowing? Bitcoin delivery. What's NQ doing? See? No confirmation on the long here. These lows here, they're going to get swiped. Jeez, I'm calling everything today. In the Netherlands, you can make, and Martin, is that 150K USD? What's the currency in the Netherlands? Let's see, Netherlands currency. The euro. Okay. So that's going to be like, right. How did I not know that? Rich. Yeah. Yeah. UK is very expensive. I know that, to live there. UK is also an extremely dangerous country. Would not want to live in the UK. You can't even wear a nice watch in some of the locations. We can make it here. Yeah. Well, anyways, we've been all primed that 100K is livable. No. You need like $500,000 a year. So, hence, that's why we're all sitting on these little dinky charts trying to predict price action, get it on the move, and call it a day. I think what all of you here are doing is the right thing. Like I told my kids, I'm like, once you guys get to grade 10, unless you're becoming a doctor, do not go to university. There's no point. Zero. She's going to give me a business plan. I'm going to sponsor it. If she wants to open up a bakery or anything that has staying away from corporate or 9 to 5 or having their own boss, that is the direction I'm giving my kids. So there's you don't have to graduate grade 12. And it's funny because sometimes like my parents' friends, I talk to them and I'm talking to their kids and I'm like, school's bullshit. And they're like, no, don't listen to him. I'm like, trust me, you want to be unemployed, guys. Exactly. And to be honest, right now with AI coming out, lawyers are going to get heavily impacted. You'll see those fees going down. You're going to see AI lawyers soon, where there's AI lawyers providing advice, one lawyer overviewing all that. And that's going to be the way of the world, guys. AI is kicking in. I don't think AI is going to impact the charts too much. These algos have been here for forever. If anything is going to help all of us, but I haven't seen anything or anyone I know that's used AI in a significant way where it increases your edge on the charts. So unfortunately, I wasted too many years in school. I finished school when I was 23. I did like university, then a post-grad. Then I got my first job. I made 55K a year. That was crazy. Then I worked up all the way to, in Canadian, around 280 a year. So I guess I'm on the extremities of the salary range. And believe it or not, my highest year was 295, but that wasn't enough because after tax, I paid over 100K in tax. My tax was 101 actually, 101,000. And after that, I realized that, believe it or not, of course, you'd want a stay-at-home mother or like a mom, right? So your wife, you want her to be stay-at-home. If she's career-driven, questionable. At least that's my thoughts. And believe it or not, it was tight. And that's when you have to kind of expand your wings a bit, saying, you know what, like there has to be more. So I tried Amazon FBA. Very difficult. I think I made $1,000 in a year selling over $100,000 in inventory. The fees and everything. Do not recommend FBA. And then trading. Trading is the true bread and butter, guys. No Chinese competition. Unfortunately, we get these shitty summer months, but today's delivery was freaking great. Benjamin, I've never heard of him before. 100K in tax to move to Florida. Yeah, to be honest, I was thinking about that moving to the States. I'm thinking like South or North Carolina. But again, I'm leaving like family and everything behind. Just packing all my stuff, selling house, and just getting out of here. So it's a really tough decision to do. And for me to do that, I just need to make a bit more off of trading, just a bit more. If I clear $250,000 off of trading in a year, then I'll probably move. But it's all about just scaling the accounts at the right time and taking the right trades. It's very simple. It's simple, but it's difficult, right? So anyways, guys, price delivery right now after this run, right? Smooth run, consolidation. Okay? This always happens. We consolidate, we run, we consolidate, we run. Right now we're consolidating after this run. London lows taken. RTH gap. Let me prime you guys for 930 a bit here. We closed all the way up here. Look at that. Look at these highs that were left. Isn't that suspicious? And look at these highs that we left. So to be honest, I don't think we're going to drive indefinitely lower. I think this is eventually going to become a draw, and this is going to become a draw. Okay. We're going to open up, like we're right here in price. Like this red line, like this is where we're at right now. And the gap opening is going to be, why can't I draw? I don't know, guys. I can't draw my, okay, you know what? Maybe let's start up here. My drawing tool is broken. Where's the manual one? Price range. Okay. It's going to be 320 points, around there, 300 points. And what I'm waiting for is manipulation, first presentation, and I'm driving price up. Okay. Easiest pattern model to implement. The shorts that I said not to take, technically they would work out. But if you guys didn't take it, good. I don't think the short would have been profitable long term. It worked out today, but trust me, it's a better thing sitting on your hands and not grabbing the short. It would have been like a 1-to-1. That's like the second push. Sell side liquidity has been taken. ECB deposit rates forecast is the same as previous. It is the same as actuals. Okay, so flat news. Tax-friendly states, you and fly to see family, bro. Yeah, exactly. That too. Maybe. My goal for 2028 is to get out of Canada. Sorry, and by 2028, I mean 2027. That's my next year goal. By end of year, if I'm still in this country's ruined. But anywho. Or I might move to Europe and join Martin there. I'm Polish, so I'll move to Poland. Just have a little small house on the countryside with a couple of chickens and cows. Every single morning, just go get 6 fresh cracked eggs from the chickens. Just say hi to them. They're taking your eggs for today. I think that is rich. That is being rich. Not even about the flashy cars. It's just about living in the middle of nowhere with animals, solar panels, completely off grid. Just have to make sure you have good internet connection to make sure that you're lag free. Probably like satellite from Elon. Portugal, eh? Nice. I think Portugal has some guys, price is doing nothing right now, so I'm just blabbering about nothing. Starlink will be better. Yeah, Starlink's going to be better. So look at that. That is a drive lower here. Lower quadrant of the daily wick. So drive 1 lower, drive 2 below liquidity. Give me a fair value gap price. It's consolidating still. I apologize, guys, on behalf of NQ that it's not doing anything right now. There's just nothing we can do. All we can do is be patient here and sit on my hand. There is no trade here. Do not trade in this PA. This, all tradable. This, not tradable. Okay. Trump on True Social. The reason why we got the spike lower, US will hold Iran responsible for Houthi attacks. Okay, that's bearish news. Great. It's interesting. I never used to do this until Trump, but now I use a tool called Financial Juice and I look at what he says because that gives you interim market sentiment, which is crazy. It's technicals with a splash of Trump. That's what we trade here, guys. But yeah, Portugal's really cool. I thought about that as well. So anyways, guys, sky's your limit. Don't limit yourself to 9-to-5 jobs and just keep trading. It's going to take many months, sometimes many years. Like for me, many years. For me, it's been too long. Honestly, it was too long. I'm kind of upset at myself. I really wish like right now, I talk to 20-year-old me and say, do this, do that. Don't do retail. Journal from day one. Demo trade first for a year before touching the markets. I really wish someone told all that to me, but I just had to learn the hard way. I had to pay mentors to scam me for 10 years before I figured it out. That is the way of life. Pay to play, right? Two more days left till my payout. So I got to be very careful. And once that payout, I'm going to be going into FundedNext for those daily payout accounts. But I just need a payout first before I buy more. That's the rule that I have. Payout scale, blow, back to 1, and I redo the process. That's the way to do it, man. SMW trades. Remember, bear sentiment, guys. Like Trump right now is on a tweet. He's right now on Twitter or X. So danger zone right now from a Trump perspective. The moment I see like one little tweet from him early in the morning, I'm like, there might be another one coming later today. He shot out 2 in a row. Oh no, yeah, 2 in a row today. One earlier today, one now. I saw a video of Trump tweeting. He basically has this chick that sits beside him and he's like, tweet this. And she's just on her phone going, just shoot it. So it's not Trump tweeting. It's Trump telling this chick to tweet. Yeah, definitely. You just can't create scarring and emotional damage. Okay, guys, we're finally getting some FVGs, fair value gaps forming the market. So we got this wick here to the downside from news. I'm just going to draw out the mean threshold of it, or CE, before someone corrects me on my terminology. There you go. That's 0.5 there of that wick. We're below it right now. If we get above it, different story. We're approaching the bottom quadrant of that daily wick. News in 9 minutes. So we're going to wait for that news. If there's something before the news, honestly, open of taking it. Because to be honest, orange folder news is decent. Okay. What would that be? 7? I don't know. Possible entry here. 2 push lower. I want to see if we're going to take this and close above it. Right before the 8:30 macro, aiming for these highs. I don't know. I might do half risk here. So instead of 7, I'll do like 3. Instead of 7, I'll do 4. Okay. Again, ultra fading here. There's really no lows here that it's going to take. But I'm just looking at 1 minute PA delivery. There's this low right here. There's this low right here. Standard deviation. Like yeah, let's see here. I believe you, man. I absolutely believe you. Let me see here quickly. 1, 2. Two standard deviation. Oh, like to the upside there. Like, are you talking about that right there? That's standard 2 deviation. That's, oh, hold on. Lied. Hold on, guys. I am doing some silly stuff here. So that's 1 standard deviation. Where's 3 here? I just got to create a 3. You'll see me, guys. I don't use standard deviations a lot. Why? Just never listen to that ICT lecture. 2. Yeah, so we just hit the second. I know everything's off by 1, but this is 2 standard deviations. It says 3 here, but it's 2. This is what makes sense. I'm stalking a short. If you're stalking a short, that's great. For me, again, I can't. Like, we have this gap from It's funny. I'm waiting for longs this whole time, and I'll eventually get it. I'll eventually wait patiently, and I'm going to get my long. But it looks like shorts is the right delivery. So we got 2 lows here. Maybe once it tags these 2 lows here, that might be a little pullback here. Yeah, we got through that level. But like, just going short at this point, guys, that's like, I wouldn't do that ever. Even though if it works out right now, and it might, I know that one guy, James Bond, is going short. I know you trade a bit differently, not ICT, but I can't do that. I'll be breaking so many rules and logic. And if it does work out well, guess what? That reinforces that negative. And again, James, our rules are a bit different, and it would just reinforce bad habits. And then you will see that in the upcoming weeks because you keep taking these trades because it worked out once. Limit not hit. Oh, unfortunate. So we wicked lower, went to it. The Sphere Valley gap never inverted, never closed above. We're pushing lower. These 2 lows here, I'm watching out for them. 8:30 news in 5 minutes. Man, I'm hungry. Okay. If nothing happens from 8:30 to 8:40, stream's done. We went over today. We went over. But anyways, what I was saying before, like 10 minutes ago, before price started moving, is I think there's a real opportunity in terms of getting in a Bitcoin or any kind of currency, if that's going to be XRP or XLM or Bitcoin. I think this is going to be a good buying opportunity. I'm looking at this little block here. You know when I'm going to be buying the most and I'm really saving my money? At this point, I saw right there. the last week of September, I think that's going to be the low. And we'll come back and we'll see if I'm right. Ultra bearish pressure. Let me look at the daily here. Not expecting price to deliver so low. We broke below the quadrant of the daily here. This fair value gap technically is considered high probability. Why? It's sitting on a quadrant. It's actually, no, yeah, it's sitting on it, see? So that's a high probability fair value gap. If we get above here, to be honest, that entry, I would put my money behind. Oh, easily. Yeah. Yeah, I'm an XRP maxi guy, so if you guys want, just put in like $1,000 in like a month. And I think hitting $10 is such an easy target. So Martin, it looks like you're enlightened just like me. Good, man. XRP is gonna pump like a Brad Garlinghouse and everything he's doing. All right, five contracts ish. At the close above this. When does this validate? When it closes above this IAPG here. Here's the first drive. Here's the second drive. And then what am I going to be targeting? Maybe even this. David Schwartz. Oh, he does. That's crazy. Yeah, David Schwartz, whatchamacallit, the ex-CTO of Ripple. Guys, once Clarity Act gets signed, so it's over. It can happen this week, next week, the week after. I'm waiting. That's unfortunate to hear, Martin. I was really hoping you'd have inside information there. I'd ping you on the side. But guys, once Clarity Act gets signed, and I really hope it does before midterms. Midterms is coming up soon. Then that's going to be the catalyst, along with this like 4-year cycle that I just showed you guys. And for the next 3 years, it's going to be bullishness. So don't get in at $5. You get in at $1. Generational wealth, guys, will be created. And at 2029, I'm fully out of all of my crypto positions. I'm done selling the entire bag, all my ledger. Yep, same. Yeah, all on a offline exchange as well for me. Da-da-da. Come on, price. Come on, price. 1 minute till news. My position is locked and loaded. It's going to be something like this. If it pumps, closes above, that's my long. To what? Minor buy side. This wick high, that's like a news candle high, technically. It can keep pushing down. Don't get me wrong. It's just, if we're going to, like, look, we took out this low here from a wick perspective, not body. Are we going to keep driving all the way to these lows? I don't think so. What I think is going to happen is we're going to open up with this massive range. I'm going to be watching if we're going to go in the first quadrant or second quadrant, and then I'm going to be probably looking for shorts again. Like, I think it's a, but anyways, there you go. Wicked again below this low here. I can't go long here. Nothing, there's not a single bearish fair value gap that has been inverted to the upside. And if you guys are chasing this down, congratulations. I just can't do that. 8:30 news. Oh, that was 8:30 news candle. Thank you. 8:30 news kicked in. What was it? Let's see. I never look out the outcome of it, but I'm going to do it now just to see. 8:30 news. Unemployment claims. Positive. So what does that mean? Forecast was higher, so more unemployed. Actuals came in lower. Thank you, Martin, for posting that. But the, and believe it or not, look at that, guys. Positive news and we drive lower. But anyways, I'm liking that's positive news. A bit of like a splash of bullishness, even though we're not seeing it on the charts. I am short. All right, Vito, 7.5. Oh, bro, Vito's printing today. 7526. Oh my gosh. Vito, are you crazy? All the way up here? You've been shorting since 2 a.m.? Congratulations, bro, man. Good stuff. Good stuff. That's what I like to see. Okay, we've officially closed below. Oh, we're about to close. Okay, so this fair value up here, I'm like, oh my gosh, guys, this is so bearish. If I don't see anything significant in the next 5-6 minutes, we're closing it off today, and we're going to call it a day, at least a session. I have a bit of anxiety in me. I'm not going to lie. I'm missing those 2 shorts there. It's a bit painful. Like in my soul, it's hurting a bit. Yeah. Oh, yeah, war's over. Not even. It's just going to be like a wick higher, and then a minute later, he's like, war's beginning again. Oh. This is PA that we're going to see, guys, very soon. If not, we might start seeing it more. So really nice to see this, but like I'm just not primed for this kind of like smooth PA moving in one direction. How much sell side are going to take before you start moving the other way in Q? Stop drinking my coffee. I got so excited about price action. For everything in me right now, I just want to short it now, just for the hell of it. But I'm not going to, because that's breaking rules. So it's going to negatively impact me if I lose or if I win. I know that. The next low has been taken. So this low has been taken out. This low has been taken out. I'm just looking at what we have left here from a price action perspective. When was this? 7 o'clock. We got these lows here. So guys, this is going to be the draw. In my opinion, what are you waiting for? Some kind of pullback during 9:30 and attack these lows. At least that's what I'm going to be doing. There's no way. And right now we're waiting for just like a little tiny pullback to the upside to grab a quick 2-to-1. Where are these lows? Let's mark them here so I don't have to keep scrolling like this. Look at that. They really left these lows for later. But we're going to put an eyeball here. Imagine if we get a drive before the open. You're definitely catching a falling knife. But it's falling. Like, what if it keeps falling and it never stops? Oh my god. The only way maybe I could enter this is just like I slowly scale in, like candle by candle, and just assume we'll never pull back. And I have a really heavy position near the end. That's the only thing I can see. But anyways, this low has been taken out here. Let's scroll back to the left. I need more relative equal loads. All these, yeah. So the guys that are holding shorts, you guys better be scaling out at this point. And just have like a minimal amount going to the end. Ah, you're right. Don't do it. Oh, guys, I'm just so tempted to take this short here. Frick. Listen, guys, if you're passing combines right now, like the funded family futures, geez, today was an easy day to pass combines. 850 macro can pump. Yeah, pump to the downside. You know how little faith right now I have in upside? Like this right now is an IFEG or like possible IFEG. But look at that. Not a single fair value gap has failed. The moment the first one fails, for example, like that would be invalidation. 2-to-1. Guys, honestly, Do not follow me right now. I am going with this bullshit order flow. It's just printing one way at this point. So 30-second. Like, what's the worst that can happen? I'm gonna lose like $100 right now. It's right here. I'm done staring at this. Honestly, this is my human nature giving into price action. I'm just gonna do this once. Just PA is way too strong here. All right, I'm like at $50 risk at this point. $50 or 800. Honestly, I'm not even gonna freaking. I'm gonna do a scale out here at 4. Unfortunately, guys, do not even look for longs at this point. This market is so heavy. Even if it inverts, I will not be going long. Maybe at 9:30. Even at 9:30, I'm going to be waiting for price to go long on its own, and then I'm going to try to catch the shorts. So my stop loss is right above the high of this fair value gap. Not even of the candle, just of this fair value gap. I'm not going to open up my risk. That's the fair value gap there with that gap there. Look at this. Just, these bodies can't even get in the upper half. Not even the wicks. Break even for me is once we tag this low here, I'm going to be break even. It's going to be any second now. Price is way too bearish. There we go. Break even. New day opening gap. Do I care about this new day opening gap? Let's see. Let's see what it did in the past. I don't care about it. Anyways, guys, today's delivery is a one-off. This never happens where price just pumps like that. And if it does, it's ultra rare. But if we don't take this low out here before 9:30, wait for a pullback and then try to grab that low. I don't even know what this is going to be here at this point. You see how insanely bearish this is? If we have conditions like this, where it's like this every day, it'd be hard to lose money. But remember, the market's designed to really chop around and to damage egos and souls of young men and women. Do I even limit here? It's 720. It's the new week opening gap high. Possible reversal point. Right? In my head, I'm like, there's no way price is going to get down here. Bearish order block. Like I haven't seen a single bearish order block fail yet. Technically around there. But anyways, we'll see. Hit the new day opening gap of 721. Here, I'm gonna, you know what? I don't care about $100 of profit. I'm just gonna go to break even here. All right, let's see. If this inverts, this is going to be the very first fair value gap that inverted in the last 2 hours. That would be pretty comical. That's the one that I took. Anywho, I am romancing. What did ICT say? Oh, he's romancing the sell side right now. So we were right on direction. Eventually, it clicked. That's the draw. We're at the bottom of the. Oh, you know where we're stopping right now? RTH lows here. I'm gonna be tagged out soon for a couple of buckos. Bit lower price, bit lower. Keep going. I'm gonna move my stop loss above this high here. It's so guaranteed. Part of me wants to let this freaking rep. No, we'll leave it here. Come on, let's take away. Take me out. Freaking kidding. Anyways, we're still so bearish that I think we're going to drive and at least touch the new week opening gap. There's no way that's the low. We broke below the new day opening gap of 721. Let's see, it closed below that in 3, 2, 1. Okay, we're probably going to drive lower. I like how we do not go to these highs. What I'm worried about here is the RTH gap below has been tagged right here, right there. You sold it? Nice. Vito, sick short, man. Do that once a week. Do it twice a month and you're set for life. Yeah, there's no way that's the low. Yeah, when you say that, that becomes a low. Famous last words. Oh my gosh. Come on, do not prove shrew right here. Keep dropping. Ah, attaboy. I'm looking at mean threshold of these bodies here. Ugly. All right, let's put a splash of technicals here on this bullshit run lower. Mean threshold, bearish order block, candles closing below it. If we see it close above and into this, honestly, this could have been the low here. I should have locked in around, I don't know, 300-ish. If it dives lower, which it looks like it is, once it gets into the new week opening up low, I'm just gonna put a I'll leave my stop there. We'll see. At this point, this is the point where I'm like, price might actually reverse. I don't know. It definitely slowed down here. It's consolidating. This here is our bearish order block that I don't want validated. Largest one, Significant push lower there, but we'll see. Remember, ultra heavy price here. We're just, yeah, we filled it exactly. That's why, Dell, that's why I'm a bit hesitant here. We filled it, and we might be pushing out higher from here. But at this point, I'm just gonna just leave it. If we validate this high on this bearish order block, whatever, I'm out. I'm out and a boot. And I think I was a tick away from getting my partial from being filled, which sucks. But nothing I can do. There's like logic here that I'm still using, believe it or not, on the short. There you go. That's the, if we get below this low, I'm just gonna tag below this high and slowly start pushing lower. But we have to get this low taken. Do I like that we entered the upper half of this bearish order block? I don't. But anyways, it's above the high here. This order block, this one is, I forgot what it's called, but there's a name where an order block goes into another order block and rejects. So I think we're okay, guys. There is a partial. I have 3 open here. I wish Tradecopia did this automatically for me. So that's $400 in profit. What did I say before? Above this high. Right, all this is a bearish order block here. Drive lower to new week opening gap. If it hits, it's going to be another, I don't know, 600-700. And I'm going to call it. I'm going to call it a day, guys. Proportion block. Thank you. Shrew, thank you. 10 points for Shrew. And I'm calling you Shrew, but it's Shuv. Reading skills 1 out of 10. Good thing we stayed on. Good thing, honestly, good thing that I broke some rules. But this is, guys, it's a one-off. I haven't seen the delivery like this in price in weeks. I think I've locked in. If it, worst case scenario, hits my stop loss, that's going to be 600, so 2R. Best case scenario, it hits this. I don't know what it's going to be, to be honest. Probably around $1,000. New week opening gap this here might be the low. I don't know. But again, like, what am I betting on? All this bearish pressure. If it hits this high, there's no wick here too on the 1 minute. Here is a bearish order block. So if this gets destroyed to the upside and this as well, that's when you want to be out. This is the second good discretionary trade in the last 2 days. Is this the second? All of my trades, so my bias is very mechanical, and then generally my trade entries, they are mechanical to some degree, but sometimes it's like a bit of discretionary on, like, are you taking that IFEG or are you waiting for it to come back, reject, and then you take it? That I'm not liking, guys. I'm probably going to be out on this position for probably like additional, let's see, very high chance here of me being stopped out. Would I long this? No. Even though it looks juicy, like huge drive, new week opening gap, IFEG, validate to the upside. This right here, honestly, might be a push up now. 5 minutes looking really ugly. It's probably going to take me out. So 5 minutes is looking against me. But I'm just going to let this, I'm going to remove my limit just in case if I forget later on. You have little faith right now. If it doesn't take out this high, I'd be shocked. There you go. Okay. 550. Could have been more, but it is what it is. So that's the trade, guys. Ultra discretionary. Sometimes when you're in a one-sided market, pull the trigger. The RR is there. You can see here we have inverted this. And then right now, it's like the question is like, as long as the play with all this bearishness, it's tough. It's a tough choice. Sell side still below us, so you're betting on it moving away from sell side, and it's just going to be a discretionary long here. But technically, this is the shift in market structure to the upside right now. Huge push lower. Shift to the upside. We're in a macro right now. James Bond is saying to trade it. I'm thinking, guys. I'm thinking if I have the risk tolerance here to take this long. Okay. All right. I'm going to take some of my winnings here. Stop loss. Why can't I create one? Is that a sell stop? It's a sell stop. Below here. It's half risk here, guys. That just makes sense. We inverted, took out a lot of sell side, new opening gap. It's just making sense here. And I'm going to try to get this to break even as fast as possible. Where am I going to? Maybe this quadrant right here. Why 50% risk? It's because ultra bearish pressure and there's still sell side below us. So we'll see if this 3-to-1 will land, grabbing this fair value gap that has never been touched at the quadrant level. And this here, once this breaks, I think it's going to be Gucci. Gucci, Gucci, Gucci. So long. Yeah, right now my risk is, it's below 50%. It's like $150. So again, I'm opposing a freight train here. This doesn't support here. My interim bias is wrong. But again, I'm just waiting for some kind of manipulation here to the upside. Shift in market structure. First IFEG that failed over the last 2 hours. To be honest, the stronger longs would be down here. Definitely. And then we want to see price. Let me get rid of these little labels here. They're really annoying. Good close above new day opening gap. I don't want to see bodies close. If a body closes below this line right here, like below new day opening gap low and this IFEG, then I'm wrong on bias on doing a little pullback here before the final drop. And that's okay. Again, half risk. Half risk, because that's my boys. We're in the macro. Once it takes this high out, if it does, maybe my stop loss below the swing low. And I'm going to be at a quarter risk at that point. Can't do it now. It needs that room to wick through if it wants to. But this is, yeah, like here's the MMS. Like this is technically MMS. And then what I'm going to be waiting for at the open is some kind of, if this fails, I'm still waiting for some kind of pullback, and then I'll be taking shorts again. Nice little push, honestly. I am moving my stop loss, so it's right. Did I move that prematurely? You know what? I'll move it to the low of this IFEG here. Body wick low. Stop loss is right there, guys. Okay, stop loss moving. Almost at a quarter risk at this point. Why am I moving it so aggressively? Because I'm counter trend right now. That's draw. I'm going against it right now in the very short interim. My goal is to get to break even as fast as possible. I feel like if this low gets taken, I'm going to be invalidated regardless. So, okay, officially a quarter risk right now. Half risk of the half risk position. So here's a shift in market structure. First presentation, IFEG inversion. This is like a nice balanced price. Look at this. Fair value gap, fair value gap. There's two fair value gaps here. I don't know. 7,400, maybe a bit up for that. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I'm risking right now, like what, $70 on this? And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If I'm right, it's going to be additional couple hundred. But this is the final trade of the sesh. Definitely. We are wrong, boys. I am pretty sure I'm wrong on this. Here, let's just... Yeah, done. Okay. All right. So that's just a wick. But anyways, I'm gonna leave it here. I'm $480 a profit. So 1.5 R for today's session. I think today's session would have been a lot better. I'm not chasing these longs anymore. I'm gonna wait for 9:30. I'm waiting for Judah to the upside. I really hope we get that, and then I'm gonna be driving for these lows here. But that's it, guys. If you guys enjoyed the stream, feel free to drop a like. I have a headache. I'm hungry. I gotta go. And we might stream tomorrow. Probably not. But take care, guys. And stay safe.